From Red Zone Weather in Bruton, Alabama, with meteorologist Spinks Meganson. A severe weather update starts right now.
Severe thunderstorms capable of producing tornadoes and damaging wind gusts going to become possible on Tuesday across South Alabama and Northwest Florida. We have a level 3 out of 5 enhanced severe weather risk as we get into your Tuesday. Good Monday evening to you. I'm meteorologist Spinks Meganson. Another level 3 out of 5 enhanced severe weather risk. We have had a number of those over the last few weeks. It's a relatively uncommon thing, but the last few weeks certainly have been the exception. And tomorrow is certainly going to be no exception as well, with this heightened risk of severe weather across our local area. Really, the southern half of Alabama extending over into Georgia and South Carolina going to be the area of main focus and main concern as a mesoscale convective system moves through. That's a fancy way to say a complex of thunderstorms that could be severe. Let's look at the system as it stands right now, because this system is coming together back over Texas and Oklahoma. That system is going to gradually move to the east and the southeast in the hours ahead, and as it does so, it is likely to be severe. Today into tonight, the severe weather risk is mainly to our west. We have a level 3 out of 5 enhanced risk from East Texas into northern Louisiana and southwestern Mississippi. And note that our area is included in the low end, level 1 out of 5 severe weather risk zone in the overnight hours. This goes until 7 a.m. tomorrow, and then we pick this up at 7 a.m. tomorrow with this level 3 out of 5 enhanced severe weather risk. And so I say that to say, even in the overnight hours, there is a low-end probability of a few strong to severe storms. And so I need you to have a way to get warnings before you go to sleep tonight, just in case we see a few very early morning storms. The tornado risk and large hail risk would kick off first. And then later on, as we get into the hours after sunrise tomorrow, that's when this MCS is going to sweep through here, potentially bringing with it damaging straight line winds and a few tornadoes. So let's get in there and kind of break the outlook down. Again, here's the categorical risk, which it's a level 3 risk, and it's driven by a tornado potential. You can see these numbers here. The tornado risk tomorrow is going to be 10 times higher than it would be on a blue sky weather day. That is very significant. And so tornadoes will be possible mainly across the southern half of Alabama, extending over into much of Georgia as well. And we note that at midday, the Storm Prediction Center did include now a significant tornado probability zone that extends over into Georgia and really back here into our area as well. Here's the local view. This is the zone, this purple shading, where we think that the risk of significant tornadoes will be elevated on Tuesday. That includes parts of Monroe, Conecuh, Escambia, Alabama, Covington, Butler, Crenshaw, Pike, Barber, Bullock, Coffee, Dale, Henry, Houston, and Geneva counties over in southeast Alabama. So significant tornadoes will be possible. EF2 plus rated tornadoes will be most likely to happen in this zone. In addition to the enhanced tornado potential, we also are very concerned about damaging straight line winds, particularly here in this red zone where we have the 30% probability of damaging wind gusts happening. And so a significant risk of not only tornadoes, but also a higher risk of damaging straight line winds across the southern half of Alabama, and could have some large hail as well, really across our area. But again, it looks like inland going to be the zone where we could have the greatest potential for large hail on Tuesday. So there's the local view, and this has changed a little bit since this morning. You can see that more of Mobile and Baldwin counties, along with more of Northwest Florida, now involved in the level 3 out of 5 risk. But let me stress, it does not matter whether you are involved in the yellow zone or the orange zone, level 2 or level 3. We all have a severe weather risk setting up for Tuesday, both at the coast and farther inland. So you got to have a way to receive warnings. Let's look at the timing on this. Still looking like most of the storm's going to happen after sunrise tomorrow. And so we're saying 6 a.m. to noon for a big chunk of our local area. And then a bit later in the morning and early afternoon hours, storms are more likely to happen across the Florida Panhandle and southeast Alabama. So again, storm's going to be sweeping in here from the west, moving off to the east. Let's look at it on the projected radar. This is off the high-res rapid refresh model. Storms starting back over Oklahoma and Texas. By the time we get to 5 a.m., could have a few pop-up thunderstorms across our region, but I think the greater issues will be in progress to our west very early in the morning hours. And then by the time we get to 8 a.m., this MCS, or mesoscale convective system, would be on our doorstep. And again, there may be some isolated activity out ahead of the main batch of thunderstorms that could be producing tornadoes and large hail. By the time we get into the early afternoon hours, most of this should be to our east and clearing out later in the day. And so it's going to be a nasty weather Tuesday with multiple chances for severe thunderstorms throughout the day, starting very early in the morning hours. That look is valid at 4 a.m. Could have storms popping up across our region that could be marginally severe. And then there's the main event, the MCS moving in from the west, 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. Storms perhaps near I-59. And keep in mind, these are going to be fast-moving thunderstorms moving in from the west. By the time we get into the late morning hours, could have a big cluster of thunderstorms across our region. Tornadoes, damaging wind gusts, large hail, all will be possible as this line of thunderstorms moves to the east. But again, the good news is later on in the day, we should be A-OK, say after 4 o'clock in the evening hours. And I do think tomorrow evening should be quiet before another severe weather risk sets up on Wednesday in the afternoon and evening hours. Again, the silver lining to all this is predominantly going to happen in the daytime hours of Tuesday. 4 a.m. to 4 p.m. is your 12-hour main risk window on Tuesday. So again, significant tornadoes will be possible, especially over southeast Alabama, but really extending into our area as well. High winds likely to be the number one concern. I'm really concerned about these damaging straight line winds that could potentially cause significant power outages, just like what happened last week. I'm not saying it's going to be necessarily as bad as last week. It could be, but most likely this is going to be a deal with a few tornadoes embedded and damaging straight line winds. Large hail, flash flooding, and of course cloud to ground lightning will also be concerns. Let's look at a few parameters. This is the surface-based instability, and these numbers certainly have come up since our morning video. Could have CAPE or instability values just out ahead of the batch of storms in excess of 1,500 joules per kilogram, perhaps as high as 2,000 joules per kilogram. And like we always talk about, this acts as high-octane fuel for these storms to sustain their updrafts and cause tornadoes and damaging straight-line winds. In addition, plenty of shear for these storms to work with as this MCS moves in from the west. Shear values or winds at about the 850 millibar height or 5,000 feet off the ground going to be screaming at 60 to 70 miles per hour. And so, again, damaging straight-line winds also will be concerns. As if that wasn't enough, we have a level 2 risk setting up for Wednesday for our local area, and then a level 3 risk setting up to our north on Wednesday for parts of north and central Alabama. Here's the local view on that. We all have a level 2 out of 5 severe weather risks setting up for Wednesday. So this is different than tomorrow. This is different than Tuesday. This is on Wednesday in the afternoon and evening hours, really extending into the nighttime hours of Wednesday. A level 2 out of 5 risk, meaning tornadoes and damaging straight-line winds, yet again going to become possible as a band of storms pushes in from the northwest. There's the zoomed-in view of the northern half of the state. Birmingham, Sylacauga, Clanton, Prattville, Tuscaloosa, Aniana, Gadsden, Oxford, Cullman, Gunnersville, Huntsville, almost down to Auburn, included in that level 3 risk zone for tomorrow. Tornadoes, damaging winds possible in the northern half of the state and more likely on Wednesday. In terms of total rain amounts, 2 to 3 inches of rain likely across our area on Tuesday into Wednesday. It's a level 3 risk day setting up for Tuesday. And look, a few items, housekeeping items, if you will. I know that everyone is tired of severe weather. We had 6 tornado warning days in the months of March. In other words, 6 24-hour periods that had at least 1 tornado warning. I get it. I'm tired of it. You're tired of it. Everybody's tired of it. But we're not done just yet. I think later in the week we should be fine. This weekend looks fantastic. But stick with me in the overnight hours in the Red Zone Weather app, and of course on Facebook Live if and when we have warnings tomorrow morning. And I'll be sure to bring you the very latest. Of course, if we have those tornado warnings, be sure to join me on Facebook Live or on YouTube or in the Red Zone Weather app or redzoneweather.com. Your choice. You can watch us just about anywhere these days. We certainly appreciate you watching. And have a way to get warnings overnight before you go to sleep, just in case we happen to have a few tornadoes in the very early morning hours of your Tuesday. Of course, we'll come on Facebook Live if we do and bring you the very latest. All right, so here's the action plan. Tonight, more updates coming in the Red Zone Weather app, and my next video will, of course, be posted by 7:15 a.m. on Tuesday, bringing you the very latest. That is, if we don't have severe weather coverage early in the morning. I do hope you have a wonderful Tuesday. Please let me know, Monday night, I should say. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below, and I'll try to get to those in just a little bit. I do hope you have a wonderful Monday evening. Please stay safe tomorrow and have a way to get the warnings.
Be sure to find us across social media, and don't forget to download the free Red Zone Weather app and set up your customized alerts. Please support our Red Zone Weather sponsors who make our coverage possible every single day.